Come sew my b-day dress with me. We had two main fabrics, a blue and then this faux chainmail, which caused so many problems. For this one, I wanted a drop waist, and so I made a pattern out of an old corset, did a mock-up on calico, and sewed it all together. And folks, there's my cat. This is why we do a mock-up, because it looked so bad, but I knew what I wanted to change, and after doing some more sketching and re-sewing, we did it. It was time to add the blue lining layer, and of course the cat was very interested in the new fabric. Cut out all of my pieces and then sewed them all together. I sewed the lining and the calico together to create the corset. I measured out all of my plastic boning, and then the cat realized this was a much better toy than her entire IKEA bag full of toys. I then just sewed on boning strips to my corset and then put in the boning. Next up was the lining circle skirt. And then I think the beginning of my downfall. I attached my lining skirt to my lining corset, which is what I would have done normally, except this time I wanted to add this beautiful chainmail fabric over it. And so because it was see-through, I needed the lining, and it was just going to be basically another whole dress, another corset, 2 extra skirts, and it was going to be great. No. I started out by just making the basic corset shape in the chainmail before moving on to the skirts. I wanted the skirts for this to be jagged, so I did square circle skirts. Does that make sense? Square circle skirts instead of circle skirts. I don't really know what the proper term is. But I cut them all out, and this is how they looked. Instead of keeping it completely flat, I wanted some more definition in the chainmail corset, and so after breaking a couple needles, I just hand stitched straight lines to give it more of the outline of boning. And then with the chainmail done, this was how the dress was looking. And I really didn't like it. I thought it looked bulky, it looked unclean, I didn't like the raw edges of the chainmail. In another reality, the corset was separate from the skirt, and so I could just kind of slip on the skirt underneath with all the clean edges, but it just wasn't working. I decided to pivot and use my lining dress as the main dress, added the zipper and the clip, and then started to mess around with accessories. I played with a lot of different concepts and ideas, gold, silver, until I finally found one I was happy with. I then hand-stitched this silver detailing around the bodice, and then I was done! I am so happy with how this dress turned out and how I feel and look at it, and I hope you like too.